Hi everyone, we're here today to work on some fusible applique. So my daughter-in-law Emily is making a baby quilt for a friend, and she chose a pattern which is called Remember Who Loves You. And it is by Acorn Quilts and Gift Company. Emily's a beginning quilter, well, about a year.
Yeah, but I took about a 6-month break. So really I was beginning again all over again. And this was really the ideal quilt to make for a beginner. Really boost my confidence.
Yeah, and it's adorable. And she picked some fabrics out of my stash and then went down to the stitch and post and added some extras, and only has one border, one outside border to put up there. But today we're going to talk about the applique, the fusible applique that she's going to put on here. So what we're going to use for that is some kind of fusible webbing. Either soft fuse is my favorite, but Steam-A-Seam 2 works well also. And you're going to need an applique pressing sheet. This is kind of like a Teflon sheet. I'm kind of wondering if parchment paper would work too. So that's another option, but we're going to show you how we use this today. So our next step will be to first trace all our pattern and onto the fusible, and then start putting our pieces together. So next step coming up. That flooring in your house is absolutely the best, I have to say, because even when you were gone and I was feeding Hank and June, I thought this thing just does not show anything.
I know, it's great. It has the natural wood designs on it, so it makes them little crumbs blend in.
Cutting on the line. We're just going to rough cut all the pieces out.
Okay.
And then the fun part comes when...
And how rough am I cutting around these?
Just rough cutting around them. Each piece will have to be cut separately because they'll be on a different piece of fabric. It's not reversed, so we have to draw it from this side with these little pieces. So now we have all the pieces cut out on the fusible, and we have to pick the fabrics out for our little owl.
Okay, so there's your orange. Yeah. See your extensive Halloween selection over here.
No, I have actually, this is Halloween right here.
Oh. Okay.
But there's orange there too.
Okay. I know.
And we'll hold these up to your quilt to see if you like how they look.
Okay.
You know.
So I need a bright orange, and then the wings are kind of. I do like the polka dot, but.
Oh yeah, and see, I have a polka dot stash. So this is polka dot here. Okay. And then there's linen polka dot up there.
That's the branch.
Yeah.
So that color orange.
Yeah.
But I think maybe this doesn't really go so well with that.
It's so bright.
So I need something more mellow, but then this is too mellow.
I like this, but it see if we put the leaves, the wings. I don't know. What were we thinking about for this?
See how those greens kind of match these greens?
That'll be fun.
So that works, yeah?
Yeah, so now you need to get, okay, so this is the, so we've, Emily's picked out her fabrics for her owl that goes on her baby quilt, and now she's going to be fusing the pieces. We've cut them all out here into their separate segments, and we're going to fuse them onto the back side of the fabric. So it took 11 leaves, so we're just going to start fixing them all in here. Looks like this is the, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So she's going to iron these onto here and just kind of press.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're using steam. I use steam for all of this kind of stuff. And I steam from one side, and then I'm going to steam from the other side just to make sure. So, once this is down on one side, I just kind of rough cut it out so I can flip it over and get rid of this piece of fabric. And then she's going to steam it from this side. So we're going to get all our pieces prepped and then we'll show you the next step. Okay, so we've already cut out all of our pieces on the chosen fabric, and now we're going to put them together before we put them on the quilt, at least for the most part. So I'm using this Teflon sheet because even though you're sticking it to it, you can peel it back up and you can arrange your pieces. Now the pieces that you're fusing over the top of other fabrics, those are permanent. So that will be, you have to be careful about those. So we're just going to peel these pieces. I'll give you these ones. We're going to peel these pieces off of the paper backing the fusible web. And so that fusible web is on there. We're going to put our little owl over here. And we're going to just start layering. Here's your balls. Oh my gosh, this little, I just love this little polka dot. So now Emily's going to press straight down, no ironing, because you just want to make sure they stay in the same spot you laid them out in on this Teflon sheet. Perfect. So now we have our piece basically set the way we want, and we can peel this up as one unit if we're very careful. Oop, we'll have to put that one on afterwards. Let's see. And what's happening is because we use this Teflon sheet, it still has the steam-a-seam on the back. So here we have our big owl. So next what we're going to do is bring the quilt over. And we're going to situate this on the quilt. And it goes kind of, let's see the picture of that. It's situated above here.
And here, meet the border. It does, so we need to switch it over a little bit.
Well, I don't think we have to because we want
really?
to keep this kind of in the center.
Okay.
So we can just, yeah, do that. It'll be okay. Because then the tail will show up in that white area. Okay, now comes the next process, which is to steam this down with the iron. So since we have one loose piece here, I would start at this point and just steam it down. then what I kind of do after that is, you know, we've got a little bit of wrinkle here, so I'm just going to press now, and I'm going to steam out. And once it's down there, it's not going to move, and so then you're just going to move it out like that, so it's a little smoother. Oh, he is awful cute. So our next step is the leaves. What do we do with all those leaves? They're right here. So we get to situate these leaves wherever we want. They don't have to be perfect, but you can look at the picture. We have to peel the paper off and
first just situating them. Takes me a while to peel the paper off.
yeah, there's sometimes people use a pen to get it started, and these leaves are going to show up more once we sew it down. And we're going to kind of do the same thing I did on my Edita Sitar pumpkins. We're going to do a tiny back stitch, but that'll come another day. There's been times where I've forgotten to peel off one paper, and then when I pick it up, one leaf falls off. So now you're just gonna press again, because if you iron, it'll move. So you just press straight down.
And then iron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then once it's all down there, you can iron it a little bit and get it. And then we're going to flip it over and just steam it from the back side, just to give the pieces an extra powerful stickum. So I would just press from this side. Okay, now let's see. Hold that up and show the world. Here. That turned out adorable. So this was just a really easy project. Remember, we used any kind of fusible web, but the two that are really great are Steam-A-Seam 2 or Soft Fuse. And then we have this applique Teflon sheet that works really well for layering fusible applique, and then sticking, you know, kind of repositioning things and then sticking it onto your piece as a single unit. So now our next step will be, which you will not be seeing but will be coming, is to stitch this down. And what I will suggest Emily to do is we'll put a piece of the SF101 on the back of that, just to give it a little body when we do the buttonhole, and then layer and quilt it. And a simple quilting will be enough, because you're going to be just doing a grid on this type of quilt, and then the buttonhole or zigzag applique stitch, because this is a baby quilt that will get washed a lot. So that's it for today. Happy stitching!
Oh!